Hello, Mario! In this video, we're going to try and finish up with the template and then see if we can move on in the next video to actually drawing some of the house. So we've pretty much got the template drawn up how we want it, but I do need to just check a couple of things. Once again, I'll just recheck and make sure that we've got the logo here. So I want to check the logo, just escape. Just another little thing that you can do here, if you click on this little button here, this is a toggle, the pick add. Now at the moment it's got a plus sign there, so if I select say that line and that line there, they'll both be selected. If I change the toggle to just a single, and then if I just go to escape and push, it'll just select one thing at a time. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just check that I've got my logo, and I want to check, see how that's come up with two there, because I've got the selection. I'm just going to select the logo, and I'm going to go draw order, send to the back. Now the reason I want to do that is I just want to make sure that, oh, and I've got some little issues here. It looks like I've got a bit of a line there, send to the back, and that there's the actual line, and my logo may well have moved a little bit on me. I'm just checking. Okay, I'm just going to see how that goes there. So I've moved that to the back. We'll see how that works. We may have to move around with that just to get things nice and right. So I've moved that to the back there. And the other thing that I'm going to do is what we want with the logo. We want these internal lines here to be pretty much the minimum thickness of line. There's many ways of doing this, but at this stage I'm just going to work with the line thickness. So one of the first things I'm going to do is go up here to line thickness or line weight here and click on that, and down the bottom we've got the line weight settings. And I'm going to first of all set it to display the line weights. And you can see here that I have set the default line weight to 0.05. Now I actually like to have it set at 0.00, but AutoCAD won't repeat that. So every time it opens the file, it sets it to 0.025. So I set it to 0.05, so that means that every time I open an AutoCAD file, it will stay there. Okay, and I want it to display the line weights like so. Now what these line weights here relate to is the default line weight for the layer. So we can set line weights for various layers, but what we can see here, I've got that done there, and that's okay. If we go up here to our layer properties and have a look at our layer properties, and I'll just make that the layer properties manager, I might turn the properties off themselves and just look here at the layer properties manager and make that a little bit bigger. Oops. Oh, perhaps not. There we go. Making that a little bit bigger. What you'll see here is you'll see line weight here is set at default for this one here, and it can also be, there's many options there, default is set at, okay. Alright, now we can, this is here, so this is our A2 template layer here, that's set at default, and the logo is set at default. We can sometimes set them by layer, and that means that all of the lines on a particular layer will have so there's an option here It doesn't seem to be here just quite at the moment. It's in paper space. Perhaps that's in model space. But anyway, at the moment the line weight's set there. Now what we want to do is I want to have a darker line, or a thick dark line around the outside. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to get rid of that there. I might bring my properties palette up. I like to have that up all the time. So I just type properties and it goes down there into the thing, and it'll come up where it was there before. So what I want to do is I'm going to, and I want to select multiple lines, not one. So I want that line there, that one there, that one there, that one there, and that line there to be very dark lines, and I want them to be 0.25. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to set the line weight for the, set the line weight for those for 0.25. I'm working all the time here in paper space, so you can see now when we zoom in that they're 0.25, all of those ones there. And also what I'm going to do is there's a line in here, that line there, and also there's another line in here, and I'm going to set those at 0.25 too, because I like to have a nice bold line around my logo. So that's going there like that. And as you can see there, there's a little bit of a issue there because there's this little line here. Now I have, that line won't show up, but I do just maybe want to, this just to click on this logo, just to get that right, because this is a template. So this is our Ole object here. And I might just try and make that a little bit, well, I could move that. This is what I could do here. I can move that. So let's move the logo up. I'm just going to move it up to there for now, and then I'm going to bring it right down so I get a really good connection on that line. So that's going to be move, and oops, that didn't work so well. Control Z just takes you back to where you are. So I'm just going to go there and move. Oops. Try again. Move, and I want to move from there to there. So that puts that right on that line. And then up the top here, I'm just going to grab this line here, and I'm going to move that so that it sits right over that there. Okay. All right, so that's what I want, and I'm just going to select the logo again, there, the Ole object, and just do a draw order and send it to the back just to make sure. So I've done that there. I just want to, what I want to do is to just check that it's all printing out all right. So I'm just going to right click on here, right click, plot, and you'll see it comes up with my Adobe printer there. It comes up with A2. I can do just a little preview here and just see how everything's going. Just have a little bit of a look, make sure everything's fine and it's printed out okay. Yep, I'm quite happy with that, and it's got a nice dark line around my title block, my logo like that. It's nice and contained, which is what I wanted. So yeah, I'm just going to just push enter at this point, which will just take me back to there, and then I'll just cancel. Now there's another thing I want to do, and that is when we set up these template files, it's good to have a lot of stuff in them set up, because every time we use this template file, it will come through with these layers in it. So if every layer that we set up now in the template file will be repeated every time we use it. So there's one layer that I always like to set up, and again I'm just going to go to my layers properties, and I'm going to set up a new layer here, new layer, and there's one layer I have in all my drawings, and that's what I call the trash layer, T-R-A-S-H layer. So that's the trash layer there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the trash layer off. So, and what this does is this means that, say for instance we have some little construction line or something that we want to draw, rather than deleting it, I just send it to the trash layer. So if I need to use it again or to revisit it or something like that, it's in the trash layer. So that's one little thing there. So that just, you can see if you show up here, it'll show there's the trash layer and it's turned off. So, you know, that's one little thing that I always do. I like to have a trash layer. And the other thing I like to do is to set up your styles. Now, I've already, in a previous video, had a look at the text style, and I just want to do a couple of little things with the dimension style. So I'm going to go to annotation. This may or may not pay off a bit later on. So let's go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I click down here, I can get various dimension styles. And the dimension style that I'm going to work with is this annotative one here. I'm just going to modify that a little bit so that when I save it, it'll come off. So you can see this is what happens here. The lines will be the line by block, by block, by block. We want symbols and arrows. Now, we don't want arrows like is there. We want this little oblique one, I find, is the best, the oblique, and I'm just going to leave that like that. And if we go back to the lines here, we need a little line that extends out there, extends beyond the block, and I'm just going to go 1.25, and that just creates a little, I'm hoping, extend beyond the ticks. Yep, and that should just create another one there. The text that we're going to use, I'm just going to use the annotative text style, and that's going to be like that there. The fit, primary units, decimal, precision, I'm just going to go to 0 for my because we're just going to be working in millimeters. I'll perhaps change these here to degrees, minutes and seconds, and the precision here. So these are just things that I'm hoping that if I set them up now, the decimal separator, I definitely want a period. And yeah, these are little things that I set up now so that when I use my template, they'll be already set up. So just a bit of a heads up there. It might pay off or it may not, but we'll just see how that goes. So I'm just going to go OK there, and just going to go close there. All right, so this is my template here. I'm just going to do another little check just to make sure that I've got it all printed. It's plotting all good. So just do another little preview, like so, and you can see got all the little nice little line widths. You can always come back and revisit your template and update it from time to time, add layers, change the dimension style and what have you. But generally, what we've got here is pretty good. This is what we want. So I'm just going to cancel there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save it as a template file. So we go up to here. First of all, I'm going to save as, I'm just going to save it as a DWG or drawing file, and this is the usual one that we use. I'm just going to save it as that one there, and replace the existing one, and so that's saved it all there. But now I'm going to save it as a template file, so it's File, Save As, and we change it down here to AutoCAD, and it's a DWT file like this here. Okay, and we'll call this one CEC, Cost Effective CRIBS A2 template. And we can put other templates into our A2 file there, but that's all good. And just, so we're going to save it as a DWT file. Now what this means is that, or normally in AutoCAD show, if you've got AutoCAD running on your particular machine, it will save it as in a particular place, so that every time you open a new file, the option comes up, and you can see here all of the other DWT files that are saved. You can see them all coming down here, different ones. But because you're working on network computers, you probably need to save them somewhere else. So just for now, I'm just going to save that there, save, and it asks you, you can put a little description in, which is always handy, but I'm not going to at this point, and go OK. So now that's saved as a DWT. Just one other thing here, I think I'll just delete this layout here. Delete. And go OK. So now I've got it sort of saved as a DWT, but I have forgotten one thing, and that is that we've got the template file, but we need to add to that a layout or a viewport through into what we call model space. So I'm going to go up here to Layout, and then I'm going to go to Rectangular. Okay, and we just go from there, and this is where we're going to draw our plans in there, and you'll see that that creates a grid, and that's actually looking through into model space, and I'm going to turn that grid. I'm going to click into model space, which we just click here, and I'm going to turn that grid off. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to paper space here, and we're back there, and that creates what we call a viewport, which looks through into model space. So that's quite important, and I've sort of got a bit of ahead of myself there. I'm sorry, we're going into 20 minutes, but I think it's important that we get all these things together in one place. So now I'm going to, and I've deleted that there, I'm just going to go File, Save As, and this is because I've got AutoCAD on my thing running as an individualized program. I'm going to just save it there. Yes, but what I suggest you do is that you save it or navigate to somewhere. So you would go File, Save As, and then you can navigate to, I'll navigate somewhere on here. I'll go to Data E, and I'll go to my videos file here. I'll go to my OneDrive, sorry. So this is this PC. I sometimes have trouble navigating towards this, so perhaps we will go to here, go to my videos. I'm going to go to CEC1, and I'll just put it in there, and it's C2A2, save, and I've saved it as a DWT file. Remembering, I've also shown it as, saved it as a DWG. So that should give us a fairly solid template that we can move forward with and be ready now to start drawing the actual floor plan of the house, and it will come through on that drawing template. Cheers!